World War II lasted from 1939 to 1945. However, the United States of America remained neutral for the first 2 years of the global conflict. The United States of America formally declared war on December 7th of 1941 upon the attack on Pearl Harbor. During the war, over 16 million Americans served in the United States military. Over 290,000 soldiers were killed in action, and an additional 670,000 were wounded. Our vet, Sid Halburn, enlisted into the Army and took OSS training. However, he was later transferred into the Air Force, whereupon he learned how to fire a 50 caliber machine gun. World War II is considered one of the biggest conflicts in our world's history.
And November the 13th, don't fall over, 1923.
So what did your parents do when you were younger, and did you have any siblings, and what gender?
My folks moved to Southern California here, you know, I was a little baby, so I was raised here. I went to Southgate High School, it's a little town of Southgate, and I went out for different sports. And when I was younger, I was taller and heavier. I was 5'7", 156 pounds, so I was pretty solid. But through getting hurt in the service, one thing and another, and the doctor treated me for the wrong thing, I'm now 2.5 inches shorter and about 20 pounds lighter. But I did the sports and I loved it, and then I went into the service.
Why did you join the Army?
We were attacked and we had no choice but to go in and protect the country. None of us went in to get medals or to be famous or be heroes. It was just sort of an automatic thing.
So you enlisted, right? You weren't drafted?
Yes.
So what branch of service did you enlist in?
I was in to start with the Army, and I took what they call OSS training, which is a forerunner to the Special Forces. You know, to learn that, the Green Beret and all that kind of stuff. And then as the war wound down toward the end and everything changed, they transferred me to the Air Force, and I worked with pilots from China and Australia on how to fire, 50 caliber machine guns, air-to-air firing stuff. And then the war ended and I came home.
Where were you stationed and where did you serve?
Okay. I was stationed all over the country, different bases and things. They moved us around and so on and so forth. And the training was brutal, very hard, very difficult. And I was scheduled to go to Italy. And I got hurt and ended up in the hospital. And the 10 guys that was in my group, all 10 of them were killed in a little over 4 weeks. So my friend said, well, called me Sid, said, well, Sid, somebody up there is looking out for you because you would have been dead today. If you're with that group, they were all wiped out. So I was recuperating and one thing and another, and getting ready to go over again later, and I got hurt again. A brutal training. So they transferred me from the active part of it to an instructor, and I became an instructor.
Did you ever get married or have kids?
Yes, I got married and had 3 kids, and 18 years ago my wife died. 2 doctors made a misdiagnosis. They made a mistake and she died. Married 33 years and never had a fight. She was a public school teacher of the handicap, easygoing, friendly, nice. And one doctor wrote me a letter, says, sorry, we're human, we make mistakes, etc. And I hit rock bottom. I go, oh, geez. And then we had two boys and a girl. My two sons both died. See, the youngest one died first. He was 44. Hospital called me up and said, you better come in, your son's in emergency right away. So I went in, and he's laying there, like he was asleep. So we were all telling him we loved him and hang in there and all that. So they pulled the machine, and we're standing there talking with him, and a little over 4 minutes later, he's laying there and telling me, he goes, like he heard us and he was saying goodbye. And that was a tough one. They found out they had a brain hemorrhage. And when something breaks in your brain, they can't fix it. My other son, in his 50s, I took him for a physical 2 weeks before he died, and they didn't really find anything. There's some doctors from some other country somewhere. They took over this place we have been going. And so he said, okay, that's fine. So 2 weeks later, he died in his sleep. They missed it completely. Through all this strain and stress and everything, my daughter got married.
After the war ended, how did you return home?
I went to college they had a special program for veterans that they would pay your way to go to college. So I went to Pepperdine University and USC and Cal State Northridge. Went to all three schools, and I became a coach and a teacher. And I worked with handicapped people and gang members in LA.
After World War II, Sid Halburn readjusted into everyday life by attending the colleges Pepperdine University, USC, and Cal State Northridge. He attended these colleges through a program provided by the U.S. Department of Veterans Affairs, which allowed him to attend college for free. The readjustment from war life to everyday civilian life was a big adjustment. However, Sid Halburn was able to achieve this with ease.
After he returned home, how was it like to readjust into civilian life?
It's different because you're in a whole completely different type of life, and you're trained to kill people. The enemy. You're trained to kill the enemy, not people, the enemy, and the country changes in those over 3 years. Everything changed in the United States. Quicker and faster, and started building freeways, and everything was sort of different. And it took you a little bit of time to get used to from this change to that change. And it wasn't easy. And then I actually couldn't even get a job. And so that's when I decided to go back to school.
How did the wartime experience affect your life?
It changed me for the better. It made a man out of me. You go in as a young kid, 17, 18, and you come out a man, so to speak. It really makes you see what life's all about, the good side, the bad side, teamwork, caring for others, helping your buddy next to you, all around you. I guess they'd call it teamwork, and it actually had changed my life from the standpoint of no more griping, no more complaining, because like my 10 friends that trained with me all killed in 4 weeks, and I said, geez, be grateful for life. It's the most precious thing we have. So it changed me for the better and made a man out of me.
Were there any big life lessons that you learned from the military service?
Yeah, I learned the martial arts, and I became a volunteer martial arts teacher, and I still do it today, mostly kids. But it's helped me all through the years, given me confidence, and I know secrets that most people don't know to how to defend myself. If I was, in my training in the service, I was a 50 caliber machine gun specialist and a knife fighter. That's the ones I chose. And I learned, how to handle a knife. And I can give anybody a knife, and just the way they hold it, I can tell how they're going to attack me and what direction and what area and everything. And so the knife fighting thing was big for me. And I still practice it.
At this time, our veteran, Sid Halburn, still participates in many extracurricular activities, such as tap dancing. Sid has a very eventful and physical lifestyle and enjoys helping others.